India looks to pass population control bill, implement two-children policy.
Here's a summary of the article.
Several BJP members are prepping to push for a national population control law through private members' bills in the monsoon session of Parliament beginning next week. BJP MPs like Rakesh Sinha and Anil Agarwal are among those who have put in notice to table bills related to population control. These efforts have been revealed close after the Uttar Pradesh government announced a draft law for population control on Saturday. He has also teased a big announcement on voluntary sterilization and other population control measures in the assembly session starting this week. BJP sources link these measures to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Independence Day speech on August 15, 2019, in which he expressed concern over population explosion in the country. India was the first country in the world to adopt family planning, a program for which was formed in 1949. The first family planning program was launched in 1952. In 1977, the government had formed a new population policy. People were given the option to accept it voluntarily. Now we are seeing that by 2024-25, India will leave China behind in terms of population. India's population is 135 crore, while that of China is 142 crore. In terms of population, India will leave China behind in just a few years, he had said. In India, only 14 private members' bills have become law, and after 1970, no such bill has made it.
This post received a score of 2,900, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Does the Indian government really control anything? No, really, anything?
Their current man in power, Modi, is a fascist. It will probably just be used against Muslims and other minorities.
Why would a government do something else?
To work for the benefit of the population it is supposed to serve. That's not the case here, obviously.
Yup, it's more or less rich controlling land and resources, forcing minorities to segregate into smaller, denser regions throughout history, and then use self-fulfilled population control argument against them.
The answer is sexual health education and access to birth control without stigma. You aren't really going to be able to enforce this law, not at this scale, not this late.
100% this. However, India is a country moving from an agricultural-based economy to a modern economy. A large majority of big families are involved in agriculture.
I would need some sources on this. It seems their migration to the city has been happening for over 3 decades. That does not seem to be the overarching factor.
The percentage of Indians working in agriculture has been consistently dropping. In 1991 it was 63% of adults, and in 2017 it was 43%. I don't know about the claim that a large majority of big families are involved in agriculture, but I do know that it's much easier to have a big family when working on a farm than when living in a crowded city.
A massive part of the region is undergoing a similar birth rate drop as life expectancy grows rapidly, and there is a significant move away from massive farm families working agriculture. In 1991 the birth rate was 3.69, it has absolutely jettisoned to 2.22. This would suggest that families moving away from agriculture is playing a massive part.
Greater than as life expectancy grows rapidly and there is a significant move away from massive farm families working agriculture. True, and it should also be noted that expanded life expectancy is usually the result of improvements in infant mortality and fewer children dying young, and not necessarily adults living longer. This is probably an important qualifier when talking about any of these numbers, because having fewer children die young means that women are very likely going to have fewer children overall. Pakistan, as you pointed out, didn't have that big of a decline in agricultural employment, and yet the amount of births was cut in two according to your source. I wonder how much of this is due to simple improvements in child mortality, given that it seems unlikely the decline in Pakistan was simply the result of agricultural changes.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.